Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 20 of Chilled and Killed, a true crime podcast where we discuss a crime over a glass of wine or two. We're your hosts, Sam
and Amanda.
And this week we're discussing the story of the Sodder children, or maybe better known as the children who went up in flames.
Ooh, creepy.
Spook.
For this week's wine, we chose Apothic Inferno.
Well, there's a reasoning behind that. We'll get to it a little bit later. So,
Let's open her.
let's open her. And I told Panda that we needed this one strictly because Inferno, and there's literally flames coming up the label.
Yeah.
So, and you guys know how much we love Apothic, so we had to go with it.
It's like, honestly, it was perfect.
It was so perfect. All right. Oh, fuck. You
Sure.
wanna do the?
Yeah, there's a knife on this one. We'll cut her open.
Cut her open. Bold, dark.
Yo,
fruit.
shit, this is a 15.9% wine.
Oh, shit.
Dan might be picking you up.
I think he may be. I'm just excited for this. So this is a, I believe it's a red blend. Yes. So Apothic Inferno.
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 Yeah,
Did I
we're
not
in-
say that right in the first place?
I don't know what you're calling it.
Inferno, and there's Inferno.
Just Inferno, like a fire, an inferno.
I don't know how to speak.
Neither do I, but
It's just
we fake it till we make it.
true. So this, on the front label, it says aged in whiskey barrels.
For 60 days.
Ooh, yes. Bold, dark fruit, maple, and spice. I'm actually kind of excited for this one. And like I said, it's a red blend, 2017.
Yep.
So
And it's Apothic, so honestly, like...
it's going to be
that's
good.
what we... I don't know if you guys... how high up that shot goes, but we have decorated the walls with the bottles of...
How many? So we have one Apothic, two.
I think we have
3,
every
4.
Apothic they make on the wall now, if we put this one up.
That's going to have to go up.
Yep.
Yeah, we have Apothic dark on the wall. We have Apothic cab, Apothic white.
Apothic Crush.
The only one we don't have is Apothic red.
I don't really like that one.
I don't either.
Ironically.
That's why I'm hoping this one's okay, because it's a red blend, which their Apothic red is also a red blend. So we'll
True.
see.
But what should be like the same wine and then they put it in a barrel?
Probably.
Oh, I popped it without popping it. Sorry.
Oh, and we were informed by one of my BFF, Katie. BFF, I don't know.
Yeah.
Katie. She called us out and said that we're technically not supposed to pop the bottle. Well, fuck it. We like to pop the bottle.
I want to pop the bottle.
So, Katie, although you gave us great life lessons as to why we are trash, we're still going to continue being trash.
Yep. All right, let's pour it. This bottle, actually,
It's fucking gorgeous.
It's really pretty.
I don't know if you guys can see it on the...
I'll zoom it.
Yeah,
But here, let's...
it is.
I probably should have brought that aerator thingy in here.
Oh,
but I didn't.
that would have been good.
It would have been, but I didn't, and now we...
Oh, we even have Apothic...
Sauv.
What's this one?
Radius Cabernet.
Oh.
I just stash wine in
It's good. It's needed. Okay, cheers.
That's a hell of a pour. Whoops,
I am fine with it. I have had such a long day that I feel like I deserve this, and I've been out in the cold.
Yeah.
And
Not mad about me missing the farm.
no.
Cheers. Oh, it's like complex actually.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Whoa. The end note is very like a vanilla.
Maple.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I get that too.
Wow.
The beginning you taste, it's like very, it's I would say kind of a traditional red wine. And then it goes to very bourbon-y.
Well,
Bourbon? Whiskey.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I hate bourbon.
I don't even know what the difference is between those two, if I'm being entirely honest with you.
True. I don't know. But it's good.
Actually, very good. It's sweet. It's sweet, but it's not gross.
It's sweet in the respect that you're tasting maple, which is naturally going to be, what the fuck, did you see what I'm doing with my hand? I'm like, it's maple. I don't know. I like it.
Okay, so the back of the bottle does say, a red blend. I'm going to do that again. A red blend emerges from the flames of a time-honored craft, creating a most unexpected and masterful encounter. This wine has been aged for 60 days in whiskey barrels, creating notes of red and dark fruit that combine with layers of maple and spice and give way to a long, clean finish.
100% on the long, clean finish and the maple and spice.
And for being 15.9, like that's
taste
almost a 16. What?
This is smooth. This is gonna fucking go down, and we're gonna be in trouble.
Yep.
Oh God. I kind of see what they're saying with the dark wines, because it's not like it's a raspberry. Don't. Or wines, dark fruit.
I can't really place it. It's not like plummy.
That's what I was trying to say. Like I don't know which exactly.
Here, let's do this back thing here. This little quizzy.
This is so fucking good.
It's really good.
Apothic, back at it again.
I think Dan would really like that. I don't think Jared would at all.
I don't know.
Jared doesn't like maple.
Never mind.
So he won't like that.
I take it back.
Yeah. The color is hard to see because I put it in a red wine glass because Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. So the color is actually pretty deep, I think. I honestly really cannot tell. Sorry. Should have put it in a clear glass.
I'm fine with it. Well, here. Ready? I'm going to pour myself a little more.
Oh, yeah. There
and
you go.
tell me what color it is.
Dark. It is a deep burgundy-ish.
Yes.
It smells like, what does it smell like?
I didn't even taste because I just wanted one.
You didn't taste it.
I don't have words.
This is going to be good.
I said that and I was like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, stop talking.
Does it smell like old socks?
No, it smells like alcohol.
I don't know why that's listed. Who the hell is going to go,
yes,
it smells like old socks. I'm going to keep drinking it. No, it really smells quite strong in the alcohol.
Yeah, it just smells like alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else.
But it is it oaky or smoky?
Smoky.
Okay.
Inferno.
I
can't say the word.
It's not Inferno. And I would say
smoky.
It is quite smoky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But good.
It is good. I like it.
Is it light-bodied, medium-bodied, or full-bodied?
I would almost say medium to full.
Yeah, it's not light.
No. But I feel like it's more full than it would be other mediums we've had. But it's not quite a full body.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that can be a thing.
I follow. All right. I think we're all there.
All right.
And we like it.
We like the wine.
Drinking it. Oh.
We're
going to touch on our these from the
Oh my gosh. Shout out.
You haven't seen them yet.
Yeah,
so I'm showing you in person.
You sent me. I haven't seen them in person.
So I want to
shout out to Moonlight Sticker Co.
Yes, they sent us some stickers. Obviously, because they saw our computers, and we love some stickers. So they gave us.
Is this Chilled and Killed one from them?
No, Jared made those.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. So they give us a bloody handprint, a crime scene, do not cross, which is perfect for us because it's literally in our logo.
Yep.
A
red wine, which literally fits our glasses.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. And a white wine, which we still do like white wine. Mm-hmm. We do. Just depends on it.
And they're a little sticker. So
and a magnet.
yeah, you guys definitely, they did a great job with these stickers. And this,
Yes.
I swear, this is not an ad. This is just us being super
So.
fucking excited about these stickers.
And they sent us a cute card.
Yeah.
So, Lindsay and Karen from Moonlight Sticker Company, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
We're so happy.
Yeah.
We're
That was so kind of you guys.
literally. And stay tuned because
It's
they're
going on.
probably going to be going on our computers very
yes.
soon.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to get started?
I think we are.
All right. So, the Sodder children.
Yeah.
I know you know like a little bit about this case.
I know a little,
Okay.
but it's been a little bit since I've researched anything. Or I never researched them. I listened to them. Like,
Okay.
I think Crime Junkie covered them.
Probably. It's a pretty like famous case. Definitely famous in West Virginia because that's where it happened.
Oh. I didn't even know that. So
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fayetteville, West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about the actual family to start. So, we have George and Jenny, and put an Italian accent on that, if you will, because they're from Italy. But we have George and Jenny Sodder. He actually changed his name to George once he immigrated to the United States. That's not that important, but I'm adding it in there because everybody said it.
Well, it's a common thing. Like a couple of generations ago, if you came
You change
to
your
this
name.
country from Italy, Poland, a whole bunch of
Yeah.
like places like that, yeah. And they change it just enough that it's like, why'd you bother?
Yeah, his name was Giorgio, and I think hers was like Jenny, but pronounced with an accent. So he went from Giorgio to George. So
It made me think of Forrest Gump.
Jenny,
Yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's too funny. So he came over to the United States from Italy when he was about 13. And interestingly enough, he came over by himself. Like, his brother literally dropped him off at Ellis Island and was like, see ya, I'm going back on the fucking boat back over. So he dropped him off when he was 13. His whole family left him. So he started, like, going to the railroads, and he started working in Pennsylvania and then made his way down to West Virginia, doing, like, trucking stuff. He eventually, fast forward, like, started his own trucking business. And, like, hauling coal and dirt or whatever the fuck.
Dirt.
Yeah, in West Virginia. And then his wife moved over to the United States when she was 3 with her family. So they met in Fayetteville, West Virginia.
Okay.
Eventually they married, and like every Italian couple, they had 10 children.
As you do.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
they
boy.
had 5 boys and 5 girls. Good for them.
That's actually a pretty good even spread.
Yeah.
Still too many.
Way too many.
By 10.
Well, I'd say maybe by like 7 or 8, but yeah.
Teach their own.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to list out their children's names just so you guys kind of get some sort of idea. I feel like it's kind of hard to like remember them when you're actually listening to the script later on, like who the fuck was who. But anyway, so for their 5 boys, they had Joe, who was 25, and this is all at the time of the event that I'm going to bring up. And Joe isn't really that important because he doesn't play a role in this case because he wasn't there during this event. He was actually in World War II. My God. He had just finished fighting the war, so he was still like over somewhere.
So,
I
yeah.
actually don't know if he was fighting American side or Italian side or
Probably American.
probably. Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Totally, I guess. So then there's John, who is 23, George Jr., naturally, at 16, Maurice at 14, and Louis at 9. Then their girls, Marion, 17, Martha, 12, Jenny, 8, Betty, 5, and Sylvia, who is 2.
Sylvia.
Yes.
That name.
What?
Sylvia just makes me think of Sylvia Likens.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not good. You don't like her.
No.
With Gertrude.
No.
Yeah.
That's a bad case.
Yeah, it is.
That's, like, scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not this. Sorry.
No. Sylvia makes me think of Sylvia, I think her name, Plath. She was like a poet, who like
Poest? Poet?
Panda, I'm fucking tired. A poet. What am I even thinking? She is, I was about to say it again. I was going to say it again.
Whoops.
She was a poet who anyway.
She was good?
She was good. She was extremely dark and depressed all the time. So she actually killed herself, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so sad. What a turn.
You know, she had some fucking great poems, but
God.
that she was in fucking dark
That's
places.
the best kind, though.
They were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever I hear that name, that's who I think of.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway. So his family was actually super well respected in their community, and in Fayetteville, it was like a very Italian whatever community. So they were kind of like middle class, a little upper middle class, like just well-respected people. All of their children were super disciplined, super respectful, like had good grades, knew what they were supposed to be doing, had jobs in the community, like, well, not Sylvia, she was fucking 2, but.
Well, yeah.
You get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
if they could work, they were working.
The older ones, yeah.
They were just good people, good kids. And the only negative thing I could find about them was that George was super outspoken about the Italian, like, dictatorship.
Oh, didn't he like him?
Hated him.
Oh.
Yeah, he could not stand Mussolini.
Oh.
And so everybody gave him shit because, like, in the time of, like, World War II, like, you're either Italian side, American side, or whoever the fuck was involved. And so he was kind of more American side, and, like, you
but
represent your nation.
He was too Italian to be American side,
yes,
per the Italians.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when he was saying, like, I don't agree with Mussolini, I don't agree with the, like, dictatorship, what's going on, people were like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, you better agree with it. So that was kind of that people didn't like about the family. And so keep that kind of in the back of your minds because it may have some.
Interesting.
It's part of the theories, let's say. So that's their family.
Okay.
Any questions? Because we're about to get into it.
I think we're good to go.
Okay. So we're just going to fucking jump right in.
Okay.
The Fire of 45.
As one would call it.
Yes. So, December 24th, 1945. Christmas fucking Eve. The oldest sister, Marion, she brought back some toys for, like, her younger, I think it was her younger sisters, and they all got super excited because obviously it's Christmas Eve, you get to open up, like, a couple presents, and so they all kind of convinced their mom to stay up late and play, and the mom normally didn't do it. Like, she was like, okay, like, you guys have your bedtimes, you guys have your, like, chores, you need to make sure that everything's kind of squared away, but it was Christmas Eve, she was being a little lenient, and she said, sure, like, you guys can play, make sure the animals are fed, make sure the house is locked up before you go to bed, like, all of that kind of stuff. They agreed, and they stayed up for quite a while.
Now, I have some questions here, because specifically on Christmas Eve, my mom always told me, you know, Santa won't come if you don't go to bed, kind of thing. So, like, why were they awake for beyond when she was?
I have so many questions about that, too, and, like, through my research, nobody really answered that. Like, because there's, like, different timelines as to, like, Mrs. Sodder waking up, and I'm like, okay, well, when was she planning on putting the presents out? Like,
yeah, because that needs to happen. And kids on Christmas Day wake up at, like, 4 a.m., and they're, like, ready to go.
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's first weird thing.
So, that was probably, like, I don't know, early in the night. Then, so she took Sylvia up to bed, Sylvia being the baby, because they had, like, her crib or something in, I think it was in her bedroom with George. So she said, okay, I'm going to sleep, grab the baby, went upstairs. They're playing, whatever. Around 12:30, they get a phone call, which is, like, I feel like you also know that they're kind of upper middle class because they have a fucking phone in their house, and it's, like, the 40s.
Yeah.
So
back then, I think, now listen, I could be wrong here. I think
they did have phones.
They had phones, but they did not all have separate phone lines, right?
Correct.
So didn't it ring to a phone number and then it had to get put to the right house after that point?
Yes. Like, you call the operator or something, and then...
But, yeah. Or even weirder, it was like it went to a house or something.
And then it was like a community kind of
number.
Line. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have that? Because upper class had their own numbers.
Good question. I
mean, I guess it does not matter.
I feel like
the phone rang.
We hold on to that thought.
Okay.
Because, like, it could go one of two ways.
Okay.
So around 12:30, she answers the phone, and it was somebody she didn't recognize asking for somebody she didn't know. So, which makes me kind of think, like, going to that thought, like, okay, if she's upper middle class, maybe it was their own line, or I don't know.
But then actually that would lead me to believe that they got it wrong. They got the house wrong.
Yeah.
Like, they were literally looking for a different house.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who knows? So Mrs. Sodder was like, hey, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. And then she actually later calls, and it's fucking cool because I actually found a newspaper article with quotes from her. Yeah. It was like from the 1960s or something. So it was later on, but like she was quoted in saying that she remembers hearing like a weird laughter like from this person.
Like an evil?
Yeah, kind of. Like she was like, it just felt odd. And then
clinking. You shouldn't laugh at all at that conversation.
Yeah, like, okay, you have the wrong number. And then she laughed, and then she remembers hearing like talking in the background and clinking glasses. And then when she was like, okay, bye, she said she remembers hearing like another weird like crude laugh, and then the phone hung up.
That's weird.
Yeah. So it is a little strange. And honestly, the timeline's kind of interesting too, but we'll get into that. So anyway, after the phone call, she noticed that the lights were still on in the living room. And so she was like, what the hell is going on? I told the kids to like close up, make sure that everything's cleaned up. So she went downstairs, she went into the living room. I don't really know the layout of their house, and she noticed that Marianne was still asleep on the couch. The lights were on, the shades were not drawn, and the like door was still fucking open and not locked. And she was like, okay, this is strange. Like, her kids are usually pretty disciplined. They're respectful. They'll do their chores. Like, she was kind of thrown off about it. But at the same time, she's like, you know what? I'm going to be lenient. It's Christmas Eve. Like, maybe they just kind of forgot. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So she closed everything up, went to bed.
Okay, but so was that the point where she was going to put the presents under the tree?
We still got on it.
Yeah, because it's Christmas Eve.
And because Marianne was sleeping there, so she let Marianne sleep there. And she just assumed that the kids went upstairs, so like...
So she didn't check their room? I guess she didn't.
No, she didn't. She just assumed that they were... So I guess they must have had multiple levels.
Yeah.
They had multiple levels of their house because the, like, kids, like, the babies... Not babies, but, like...
The young ones.
The younger ones. They had, like, 2 different rooms up in, like, the attic area. So she just assumed that they went upstairs.
Okay.
I don't know. So she says, okay, whatever, I'm going back to bed. Goes back to bed. 30 minutes later, around 1 o'clock, Mrs. Sodder wakes up again, and this time to a loud bang followed by rolling, like a rolling noise, on the top of their house. And she's like, okay, this is fucking weird. Clearly it was a reindeer, but I mean...
Yeah, it was the clatter.
Yeah.
Arose such a clatter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's totally explanatory. Like, come on now. Actually, I do have a quote from her. It says, quote, something hit the roof like a rubber ball. It rolled and hit the ground with a thud. And that was from a fucking quote in the Sunday Gazette Mail newspaper in 1968, just so you guys want to know. And so she got up, she tried to explore it a little bit, found nothing, went back to bed. 30 minutes later again, Mrs. Sodder woke up around 1:30, but this time to the smell of smoke in her entire house. And
that's not good.
No.
That is not, no.
Nope. She saw it like rolling in through her, like underneath her door. So she opened it up and she was like...
You're not supposed to do that.
You're not. You're totally not. There's so many things that like... We're going to get into it.
Okay. I'll give her the fact that she's a mom and she's probably going to freak out and try to go get her children.
Yes.
So I'll give her that.
Yes.
But otherwise, you're not supposed to do that.
No. No. But she did it anyway. She opened up the door. She saw that there were flames.
Or are you?
Well, I mean, if it's your only access to get out,
I guess
probably,
you have no choice, I suppose, at some point.
But, like, if you know that somebody's supposed to come, like, you're supposed to shut the doors to, like...
go to your window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan and Jared.
You would think we would know, right? I mean, I have one level to my house, so, like...
Yeah.
I can bail easy, but if you're on the second or third floor...
I would say if it's, like, you saw a fire in a different room, shut that, like, and you're not in the room anymore.
Then,
shut the door, get the fuck out. But if it's, like,
Yeah.
your only escape and, like, you're in the second or third floor and you're open the door.
You're supposed to feel the door and make sure the door's not hot, actually.
Yes. And clearly that door was motherfucking hot.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the door. She opened the door, and then in the room across, she saw that room was, like, apparently it was his office. I don't know why that's important, but it is. So it was completely in flames, and she's like, holy shit, our house is on fire. Grab Sylvia.
What gave that away?
Yeah, right?
Be the smoke.
It was the inferno. Yeah. So she's like, okay, George, get up. Like, you need to wake up right now, which I don't know how he didn't wake up. Like, she had to wake him up. I don't know. But
boy, get up.
Yeah, come on.
Your house is burning.
Your house is burning. You need to get the, like, hell out of there. Yeah. So, panicked, she jumped out of bed, grabbed the baby, and then she started screaming, as any mother probably would, for, like, everybody to wake up. So she...
Why did Alyssa text me and Jared? That's Jared's parents. The fuck is going on?
Wait, what?
The tremble is Mike and Vicky. This is not funny when we're talking about fires.
Call Vicky. So, yeah, George is still sleeping, and she's, like, panicked, and she's like, okay, you need to get up. So she starts screaming, and he obviously, like, gets up and is like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And so Mrs. Sodder grabs Sylvia and starts running out of the room, and she quoted again, saying, I ran to the bottom of the attic stairs where the children were supposed to be sleeping. I yelled and yelled, and finally 2 boys, which were their oldest, John and George Jr., came stumbling down. Their hair was singed by the fire. Like,
oh, wow.
You know that's a serious thing. Like,
why did she have to call them down?
I'm really confused about it, too. But I'm wondering, like...
Maybe they were disoriented?
Maybe. She was up at 1. And then between 1 and 1:30, like, all of this is going on. So maybe it was just, like, it got super big, super fast. And, like, nobody kind of...
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like Christmas Eve, you're in a super, like, light sleep anyway. Yeah. Because you're waiting for fucking Santa to come.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I don't know. A whole bunch of weird stuff. But
yeah. So at this point, the boys are running out of the house. Mrs. Sodder and Sylvia are out of the house. Marion, who was actually sleeping on the couch, is out of the house. And then George is running out of the house to try and grab, like, water buckets to put out the fire. Which, again, I don't really know. Like, in my head, this is a huge fire. So, like, to put out, it's not going to work. It doesn't work. Anyway, so he first is trying to find water buckets, realizes that they're all frozen because it's the middle of December. So, clearly, like, there's not going to be water in them. And then it's not till then that he realizes that his other 5 children are still in the house.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, like, Mrs. Sodder realized it, but at the same time, she's just trying to get out, and, like, she's screaming to her kids to get out, so she's kind of just assuming that, okay, they're, like,
gonna come out.
They're gonna come out. And so then Mr. Sodder realizes, like, holy shit, my 5 fucking youngest children are still in there, and so he starts, like, barefoot climbing this house, and then starts, like, yeah, I know. And starts smashing out windows to try and get into the house.
Probably don't do that either.
Don't do that either because it's just going to feed fire.
Yeah.
That's just us. And so then he gets, like, seriously cut up on the windows, apparently. And, like, he's just a mess, like a hot mess. And so...
He's probably frantically just trying to do his best.
Yeah, he's not thinking. He's just reacting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I probably would have done the same thing if I was in his shoes.
No fault to him. He's just trying.
Yeah. So then at, like, that point, I think he starts to realize, like, okay, I need to come up with a plan. So he has a ladder usually on the side of the house, like, all the time. Like, apparently this is just a thing that happens with them. So he's like, oh, crap, I have a ladder. I'm going to go to the ladder. And realizes, like, once he gets there, it's nowhere to be found. Like, it's not there. And
Weird.
he's like, this is, where the hell is it? Like, it's always here. So George Jr. and, I think it's John. Let me just double check. Mm-hmm. John, yep.
Okay.
They're like, okay, we're going to try and find this ladder. So they start searching. Still, they can't find it. And then
it's not like an easy thing to hide.
No.
It's either there or it's not.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think it just threw them off because it's always there.
Okay.
Like, it's not something, like, I guess it's just, which doesn't seem like something that's smart to me. Like, somebody could easily break into your house, but it's also the 40s, so
That's true.
that's not a thing they
The
think
security
about.
wasn't really a thing then anyway.
Yeah, no. So then they realize, okay, we have to come up with now plan C, and they try and get the coal trucks, which again is not very smart, but I guess there's no coal in the coal trucks. But
Let's
they
hope.
they try and drive over the trucks to the house. To like, they're like, all right, we'll just get on the trucks, climb up, grab the kids out of the window, call it a day.
They're doing whatever they can think of.
They're
but
absolutely
whether
everything.
or not it's a good idea, but
Yeah, which I mean,
well,
like you aren't rational in
No.
a thing like when something like that's
when
happening.
5 of your children are in a burning house,
you
no.
do what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the problem with that is the trucks didn't start, even though the trucks had started the day before. So they're like,
Oh.
what the fuck is going on? And so Marion and Jenny start to realize, like, okay, shit is going down. We need to do something. So apparently at the time, Marion actually tried to call the fire department through the phone that was in their house
They went back in the house.
before she left.
Oh, okay.
So it was like there wasn't fire where she was immediately, so she tried to call, and she called the operator, and it didn't go through to the fire department. So she ran out of the house to the neighbor's house, tried to call through the neighbor's line, like through the operator, and it didn't go through. There was later reported that somebody who was just randomly driving by did the same thing. He saw the huge, like, fire, went to the tavern, tried to call the fire department, didn't go through.
Oh my God.
Like, what? I don't even know. Like, I don't
The
even
house
know.
was destined to burn down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, down.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was the neighbor drove into town to contact somebody who was in the fire department. I think they didn't really specify. I think it was the fire chief I heard in some podcast, but some other one said it was something else. So contacted somebody in the fire department, who then contacted one of their other friends, who then personally contacted one of their other friends, who it was this whole, like, bucket brigade, but by, like, phone lines or personal, like, you go in and you just tap them on the shoulder and, like, hey, there's a fire, we should probably go. They didn't show up with a truck until 10 o'clock that next morning.
What?
Yeah. 9 hours later.
Don't even bother.
Exactly.
The house is literally gone.
In 45 minutes, the house was to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, the entire house.
Don't worry, guys. I'm coming.
Yeah.
9 hours later.
Exactly.
That's like literally the SpongeBob thing. Like
9 hours later. Literally.
Oh, God.
So, at that point, they're just like, okay, we're here, and we're just going to investigate because you have nothing else to do because the house you were supposed to save is no longer standing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Insane.
Yeah. So, now it's December 5th, Christmas Day, 10 o'clock in the morning, and they start to do some sort of investigation, the police and fire. Not fire, but, like, they're trying to, make sure everything's burned out and
Yeah.
whatever.
Still, like, make sure nothing's hot spots and such.
Yeah. And so the police start to do some investigation, and they deem the 5 children dead. So on the books, it says that the 5 Sodder children are not here, no longer with us, but absolutely no remains were found. No bones. No teeth, no bones.
Like, no fragments.
None.
No. You see, that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because fires burn hot and you will burn, but you will never cremate a body. And even cremation is fragments.
Thank you. You were so smart. I'm going to throw it in a little piece of information, even though I have it later on in the script. But Mrs. Sodder, like, later on, she gets like, okay, something's going on. And so she actually does a lot of research. And she found, because she went to, like, a crematorium and asked, for bones to disintegrate, it has to be burned at 2,000 degrees for at least 2 hours, and you will still, there's still going to be fragments.
Fragments.
Yeah.
It'll be mostly powder, but there will be
You'll have pieces that you can still identify as human bone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in a house that burnt, you should still find
something.
You should actually probably find. I mean, you would still see.
You would see 5 full remains, like 5 full skeletons.
You should.
Yeah.
If they were there.
Dun dun dun. You are getting into it. So, exactly. The question now starts, like, coming up. Were the children even in the house? Like, where did the children go? Like,
Right.
if their bodies weren't, like, found. But
yeah, because it was Christmas time in West Virginia. Like, it's not cold, but it's not warm.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd call it cold still.
Yeah.
It's probably
probably.
It's probably like 50, 60.
Probably,
50.
I would say colder than that if buckets of water are freezing.
Oh, it would have to be below 30, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Oh. Yeah, because Kate's in Virginia, and it's pretty cold down there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know, you think south, and
I know.
at least where we are, and you're like, it's not cold. But then for them, it's like 50 degrees, and they're freezing.
Yeah, but if it's freezing, it's actually freezing, so.
Yeah, so
pretty cold.
Apparently it was at least actually freezing. But, so yeah. So police are still doing investigations, whatever, but they have officially, like, pronounced that the children were, like, died, and, like, the coroner's office, like, has 5 death
certificates.
Yes, I cannot say that word. Death certificates that say they either died by fire or by suffocation. So, like,
sad.
Yeah, extremely sad. But now Mrs. and Mr. Sodder are like, this can't be. Like, what the hell happened? Where the hell are my kids? And they start kind of piecing together all of the weird things that have been happening that night, but also things that have happened, like, a few months before, which I did not bring up because I wanted to just lay out all of the, like, the facts and then kind of present, like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I'm going to jump forward a little bit, but they start piecing it together, and they actually decide to hire a private investigator. Get this. The name is Cece Tinsley. Like, come on, that's some sort of, like...
That's great.
Yeah.
C. Oh, C.
Yeah. Tinsley.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I thought it was C-I, like CC.
Oh, no.
No.
No, it's just like, come on, that's like...
Tinsley.
You are meant to be a private investigator.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cece Tinsley.
I'm Cobra Bubbles.
Yes. So, the private investigator starts to, like, look into what?
I can't stop quoting really stupid, like, movie references.
SpongeBob.
Forrest Gump.
Oh,
Lilo
yeah.
and Stitch. I'm on a roll.
It's good. It's so good. Oh, I forgot to say something. The police also said that the fire had started because of electrical problems. However, and there's, like, this whole thing to it too, but however, Mr. Sodder had actually, like, was like, okay, that doesn't make any fucking sense because, one, lights were on in the house at the time of the fire, which is, like, Mrs. Sodder was quoted in saying, like, the only reason we all got out of, not all, we half got out of the,
Yeah.
the people who survived was because there was actually lights on in the house, like, so they could see their way out. Otherwise they would have gotten lost and also burned in there because it's pitch dark in a fire.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, that doesn't make sense because, like, if you're having electrical problems, your lights aren't going to work. And they recently, like, that year had gotten their entire, like, electrical system, like, replaced and updated because they were getting, like, an electric stove.
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah.
Wow. Yes, they are, I think they're
moving
kind
up in the world.
1940s and you get an electric stove.
Hey.
Pretty freaking good.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But okay, so.
And yeah, so it's like, okay, we're cleared. And the actual electrician was like, you guys are good. Like, he checked out the fuse boxes. He checked out everything. And he said, you guys are in the clear. Like, this is super safe. I've redone everything. I've triple checked everything. Like, you guys are fine. So the fact that police came back and said, hey, you had an electrical problem. He was like no, like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's
so
interesting. Yeah.
Yes. And Like, the PI actually found out and, like, did further research, and I don't know how she found the information, but she did, that the fire actually started on the roof, like, from the, like, tar, like, at the point there was, like, tar. He said something about, like, the tar and the shingles, like, that's where it started. So, like, you don't really have electrical problems on your roof.
Like,
Yeah.
something external would have had to
Yeah. Hit the roof.
arose such a clatter.
Oh my god. You're on a roll.
Oh,
You're
don't mind
funny.
me.
You are funny. So then, the next piece of information.
I'm a mess.
It's okay. I can't even speak today.
And I should stop.
No, never. So the next thing that she, like, configured, not even. The next thing she figured out. Not configured. She didn't bring it together. We had a drink.
Oh, do we? Sounds like we've had a lot already. Fun fact, we literally started drinking when we opened this bottle. We have not had any
Nothing.
before.
Because sometimes we do that, where we're like, let's drink three different drinks.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's have a White Claw margarita and then have wine.
yeah. Exactly. Throw a shot in there, we're good to go.
Hey.
Speaking of shots, I think we still need to cover the terrifying case of... Dun, dun, dun.
The Golden State Killer. Is that who you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. We will.
It's terrifying. Anyway.
It's coming.
Yes. So, the other thing that, I don't know why this was extremely important, but it was also just, like, another fishy thing that added to the whole case, was that, so they thought that the telephone wasn't working because there was an electrical problem, so it, like, cuts off everything, but they thought that the line was burned through from the fire, but they actually found that the line was cut.
Oh.
Yeah. So, makes you start to so, like, she found that piece of information, and then it's like, okay, you put the timeline together. They got a call at 12:30. The fire started at 1:30. So, between 12:30 and 1:30, there's somebody who's around their house who's doing shady shit and cut their telephone line. Like, you don't do that unless you have some sort of alternative motive.
Yeah. Well, like, a reason you wouldn't want them to contact the police.
Yes.
Or fire.
Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So then that also makes them think, like, okay, so somebody may have moved the ladder. And they actually found the ladder in, like, an embankment. Like,
so someone chucked it.
Somebody chucked the fucking ladder.
Whoa.
And there were also reports that somebody was sneaking around with, like, they said a tackle and block. What the fuck is that? Because I kept reading that, and I'm like, so this doesn't make sense to me. They said, like, a lot of the research, it said that there was somebody who was caught with a tackle and block. Like,
if that's what that is, that looks like an industrial hook.
It's apparently an industrial hook that they believed was used to take out the engines of the car, explain why the car was not starting.
You don't just walk around with a fucking engine.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah, and how
like,
do you, like...
You need... Beyond that, like, the weight of that? What?
And
where you gonna put it?
Where did you not check the car? Like, was the engine not there?
All of that makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So that was, like, thrown into every single piece of research that I found, and I really don't understand how it applies.
Where did it go?
Yeah, like, you have to hook this up to somewhere. You're not just gonna hook it up to the air.
Right.
Like, I don't understand.
And like, you still can't carry it. Like, that could hoist it.
Yeah.
But then what?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not...
And then...
So, yeah, this
you're not
needs
going
to
to
be tied
throw
off
the
somewhere,
engine
and then
down the embankment as well.
No, none of that will make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. So I really am confused as to why that's relevant. But apparently, I guess the relevant piece of information from that is that somebody fishy was around the house at the time.
That makes sense. That I can get behind.
Yes. So, I kind of touched on this before, but the other thing that the PI picked up on was, so she wanted to investigate more as to why the remains weren't found.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge fucking piece of information.
Yeah.
Like, you were deemed dead but you don't have a body to deem dead. Like,
yeah, I don't even know how that they're actually doing that. There's more.
That's part of the theories.
Oh.
So Mrs. Sodder decided to do her own research, and she, I think she's a girl after her own heart.
She sounds like it.
Yeah. So she started talking to the coroner and the crematorium,
Mm-hmm.
and she discovered that fact that, like, they have to be burned at 2,000 degrees for a certain period of time. You're still going to have fragments, all that kind of stuff. So this fire, even if it got that hot, only burned for 45 minutes.
And I was going to actually ask you if you found out how hot it burned, because I don't know how hot a typical house fire burns.
I don't either, but I don't think it's
think it's 2,000.
Because you have, like, the reason that you can get it, like, cremated is because you kind of enclose that heat.
Yeah.
So if house fire, the heat is kind of...
Yeah, it's a very small, like, a small box with a constant heat source that won't die down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it says... I just Googled this super fast, but it says the heat from a house fire can reach over, like, 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit.
So that's not even close to 2,000.
No.
And that's
That's probably the hottest that they get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say anything that sounds really stupid right now, so we're going to roll with what Google tells us. I was going to say, I don't know how hot it gets in, like, a flashover, but that doesn't matter because, again, that's not a sustained temperature.
Yeah.
And that's what matters is a sustained
for 2
temperature.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2,000 degrees for 2 hours. Nope, sorry. Your body's going to be there.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
So she started to, like, she picked apart this piece of information and she's like, you know what? I'm going to do my own experiments. So she would take, this is what I mean. She's after her own heart.
Yeah.
Not that I would necessarily do this, but I guess if 5 children of mine were said to be dead, I think I would probably do this too. Like, she would take animal bones and she started to actually, like, burn them, like, as hot as she could.
Well, now I probably wouldn't do that. I don't think you would either.
I don't think I would either. I really don't. I tried to side with her, but I really don't think I would do that.
I think you and I have love animals too much to do that.
I don't think she killed the animals.
Oh, okay.
I think she would, like, she would have chicken for dinner and then burn the chicken wings.
Okay. Now that makes more sense.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
It's like we're hunting out here just to...
Or they also had... Well, who knows? But maybe they actually did kill the animals because it was, like, an Italia thing to do is to, like, make your own meat. And, like, so you raise your own animals and then you slaughter your own animals. So actually she might have done that.
Kill it.
No.
And I name everything.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
But... hey, she's a mother trying to figure out how her children died. Yeah. I'm not in that position. I can't speak on that.
Exactly. Exactly. So she would start doing that and found that every single time there were always remains. Like, the bones would be charred, the bones would be scarred. Like, there was, like, stuff going on.
Splintered.
Like, they were damaged, but they didn't disappear.
Right.
So she's like, okay, this isn't adding up. Then... about, like, a month or so after their house fire, there was another house fire, like, in the area as to, like, where they lived. And 7 people actually died in that house fire, including, like, a 3-month-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did fire alarms not exist?
I feel like they didn't.
They must not have.
It was just a thing. Like, people's houses burned down a lot more back then.
Well, thank God for smoke detectors.
Not even fire departments, because back then they
that
literally
didn't help 9 hours later.
You know, that's probably why houses burned down and people died so much.
Because the fire department took fucking forever.
Yeah.
But if you have to call your buddy to call his buddy to call his buddy to get the fire truck there, I mean, it's going to take a minute.
It is going to take a minute. At that fire, 7 people died, 7 bodies were found. Proving
the point that bodies stay in the house.
Exactly. Like, you're gonna find something. Like, the fact that it's negligent to say, like, okay, this is what, like, they died.
Yeah, because you actually don't have proof.
You don't. Like, you don't have the evidence to say these, like...
Yeah.
Granted, it was a different time, but, like, if that happened now, like, you wouldn't be able to grant them a death certificate if you didn't have their body.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's insane.
I don't know. So after, like, it's just fucking shady shit. And then after all of this evidence, like, the police still didn't want to reopen the case because they already said, you know what? Nope, cut off. Like, your children died. Like, you need to kind of get over that. And there was even one person who was investigating the fire who, like, planted what was said to be a heart. This is actually really fucking funny. So they said that they found no bones at the site, but a heart was found. And so that fireman, like...
So tissue was found, but bone wasn't?
Thank you.
I'm sorry. What?
Thank you. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, so the fireman, he, like, and he didn't even share this with them. He just said, like, oh, and so it was, like, a rumor going around town that, like, a heart was found. And so he buried... It's fucking shady shit. He buried it in a fucking coffee can and, like, hid it. And then the Sodders eventually heard about that and was like, hey, if you have evidence from this fire, we need it. And so eventually he handed it over, and then the Sodders got it, like, tested and brought it to, like, the coroners and, like, was like, okay, what the hell is this? Is this human? What is this? They found that it had absolutely no scar tissue on it. It had no charring, so it wasn't even in a fire.
Nope.
Because clearly it's fucking tissue. Like, yeah. It's not going to live.
So, and on that, like, if you died in a fire and somehow miraculously your entire body disappeared into nothing except for your heart, it wouldn't be in a coffee can?
No! What? Yeah, well, I think he put it in the coffee can.
Like, why, though?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Like, nothing makes sense in that.
Nothing makes sense. So then they found out that it wasn't even a heart. It was a cow liver. And then the Sodders were like, why the hell did you do that? And he said that he wanted them to just finally believe that their children died in the fire. So he kind of, like, fabricated the whole thing just to say, like, you need to get over this.
No, you don't. Like, you had 5 children die. Like,
yeah.
Let them grieve.
Exactly. And
don't do that.
Don't do that. Like, don't fuck with it.
No.
So the fact that, like, this whole town is, like, covering something up was making the Sodders like, okay, you guys are not helping. Like, you're not reopening this case. Clearly something's going on. My children aren't dead. Where the hell are they? They start to think they were clearly, like, kidnapped or something happened to them. So the Sodders actually started to try and get the FBI involved, and, like, every single year up until their deaths, they would, like, contact the FBI and say, hey, we want you to start investigating this. But every single time, Fayetteville denied the investigation because they can.
Yeah.
And so...
Which is annoying. Because if Fayetteville's not going to fucking take charge in this, and you want to go get somebody to do it, they can still be denied.
Yeah. Because of local, like, jurisdiction or whatever it is.
It's kind of annoying.
It's so annoying. So, like, for years now, that's kind of where things have been left off. There's, like, shady shit that's happened. Like, the Sodders just constantly were trying to find information with their own, like, resources. They actually ended up putting, like, a billboard up. I think I have a picture of it. Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember when they put it up, but they put it up, like, shortly after their kids went missing. And, like...
That's a hell of a reward.
Thank you. I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
So they have pictures, this, like, billboard, it's, like, pictures of their 5 kids, and it says, like, essentially, like, police didn't do their job. We're trying to find more information. Help us out. If you have any information, please contact this number. And they put it up, like, if you find our kids, it's a $10,000 reward.
In 1940.
Yeah.
Something. Like,
so... That's insane.
Shit. Where'd that money come from?
They must have been well off.
Yeah.
They had the fucking phone that hooked them to their own connect.
Yeah, they did.
So
because it's
go ahead.
$144,571 in today's money.
Just for a reward.
Yeah. For 5 kids.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know
anyone.
though if it was if you just had information and you found one of our like
that's insane.
Yeah. And, like, the other thing, too, is in this newspaper article, it says that the Sodders spent $15,000 of their own money for private investigation. And so that would have been over $200,000.
Of their own money.
Of their own money.
Damn.
Like, they were not satisfied, which rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much information out there that nobody's telling you. And that's kind of where it was. Like, that's
it.
That's it. That's all the facts. Like, other than that, there's theories, which I'm going to get into, but it's just that there was a fire, 4 of their kids got out, and 5 of them vanished. And there was that other shady shit that happened.
But, like, what?
Yeah!
Why? I don't understand why the coroner and whatnot would even go through the trouble of saying they're dead.
I don't know. So...
Well, trouble, whatever, but, like, you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Like, why kind of side with it?
Yeah.
Like, if you're...
There should be no benefit in him siding with they dead.
See,
They
did. I wonder, like, I don't know how it was back then, but, like, was the coroner connected to police at all?
I don't know.
But, like, that's kind of, like, one question I have is, like, I wonder if they're connected, and so then it was all kind of, like, a thing that...
A collusion?
Yes.
I wonder. It must be.
Because, like, what would be the gain?
Nothing.
However, shall we get into the theories?
We shall.
Yes. Okay. So there's a couple different beliefs. I think I'm going to save the belief that I believe the most for the last one.
Okay.
Because, yeah. So, in October 1945, 2 months before the fire, a life insurance agent went to the Sodder residence and was trying to sell, like, different policies to George. And so George was like, hey, no, I don't need any of this, and denied the agent. And he actually got, not George, but the life insurance guy actually got super fucking frustrated and agitated and, quote, said, your goddamn house is going up in smoke and your children are going to be destroyed. You are going to be paid for the dirty remarks you've been making about Mussolini.
That's not a good sign. And that's not something you say.
No. So when I first heard this, I was kind of, like, skeptical. I was like, you know what? Like, like, come on. That's so accurate that, like, how can it really be a thing?
Because here's my hot take on that one.
Okay, let's go.
He's not even really trying to sell insurance.
Okay.
He's just an angry Italian who's mad that he's outspoken about being against Mussolini. Knew he probably wasn't going to take the insurance money, and had a good way of having an excuse to say it.
What do you think his, like, motive behind it was then? If he wasn't there to sell insurance, like, just scope out the house?
Just to, like, be mad about him hating Mussolini.
Oh. So, like, he just went there to kind of just scream at him?
Yeah,
and,
or
like,
something
warn him?
like he was just trying to. So, like, he didn't have, like, a reason, right? Like, you can hate who you want to hate.
Yeah.
So then he went there and he was like, I'm going to pretend this, and he's probably not going to buy it, blah, blah, blah. And then I can be mad at him for not buying my life insurance, and then I can do it.
Oh.
I wonder.
Interesting.
Or I'm really wrong.
Well, I mean, like, a lot of people kind of believe that it was this guy because it's like if you analyze the quote, and it might be butchered as the years go on, but, like, the quote that I found that was kind of, like, it seemed the most accurate, it says, your goddamn house is going up in smoke and your children are going to be destroyed. It's not saying, like, hey, you better watch out because, like, this stuff could happen to you. It's like, it's a fact.
Yeah,
it says
it's happening.
Yeah, your house is going up in flames. Your children are destroyed. Like,
that's
are going to be
bad.
Destroyed. Yeah. And I don't know.
So that's interesting. So, okay, I'll put a pin in that.
So, and there's another kind of weird thing that ties this one together. So, that same guy so apparently they had, because I'm sure, like, the Sodders were not satisfied with what, like, the police had stated about their house. So there was, like, a trial and stuff about it. And so this guy was part of the jury that labeled the Sodder fire as an accidental, like,
of course,
as an official accident.
Would be.
Yeah.
If he could be, he would be.
Yeah. So he
but
was
that's
like,
also, what shit luck is that he gets on the jury?
yeah, right?
like
you kind of should analyze that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, like, he was part of the reason why it was, like, deemed the children being dead and, like, this is an accident.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't really like that.
Oh, I fucking missed an entire huge fucking thing.
What do you know?
Hold on. Like, a huge fucking thing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, the balls of fire.
Oh.
I missed something so big. Wow. Let's go back before the theories. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm just
the
getting into
balls of fire.
The balls of fire. Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Because this is huge. Because this proves that the fire wasn't caused. Like, there's so much that proves that this was not an accident that it's insane that they deemed it an accident. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
They said that it was an electrical paneling.
But it started on the roof.
But it started on the roof. From the balls of fucking fire.
That makes so much more. Okay, wait.
Are you ready?
Before that makes sense, yeah.
Because it does. I'm still not giving you all the
Oh,
information.
okay.
So, late that night, we're going back to December 24th, Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Probably actually now Christmas, because it's like 12:30 at this point. A bus driver, like a late night bus driver, actually reported seeing, quote, balls of fire. Like, it's not just me saying it.
Okay.
Being thrown towards the roof of the house that exact night. And then later, like 3 months later, Sylvia, the baby, was playing near, I don't know why she was playing near the rubbish of the house that burned down, but she was.
Okay.
And found rubber objects, like, lying around the house, which was later identified as pine bombs.
What's a pine bomb?
They're fucking bombs used in World War II to set things on fire.
Oh.
Like, Panda. Hold on. I might be even butchering the name. Napalm pineapple bomb.
Oh. What'd you call it?
A pine bomb. Not right.
I mean, you were close. Pineapple, napalm.
Yeah.
And so the baby was playing with those.
The baby found them around
bad.
the house. Like, and that, like, completely explains Mrs. Sodder waking up at 1, 30 minutes before she woke up to the fire, hearing a bang and a roll on the roof.
Yes.
Which clearly started the fire. Like, come on now.
Especially if it started on the tar roof.
Yeah. And you found fucking, like, there's so much evidence that says that this was, so it's like fucking something happened.
Yeah. Somebody did it.
You found the fucking bomb that started the fire. Like,
man, I literally came up with another friggin' movie reference in my head.
What?
And why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot.
What is that one from?
Christmas Vacation. Because they were like...
Oh, yes. Oh, the old people.
No, the Elaine from Seinfeld. And she's the neighbor. And, like, it comes flying through the window. But what did you just say? Because what it made me think of it? What did we just say? Because now I'm losing it. But
I said, you fucking found the bomb that started the fire?
No, I can't remember. But whatever we said, it made me think of it.
So it's like fucking something happened.
Yeah. Somebody did it.
Well, obviously something had to break the window. Something had to hit the stereo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, I'm
job.
on a roll.
You are on a roll. So that was a huge piece of information that I completely forgot to add.
Yeah, critical information, might I add.
Critical. Extremely critical. So, like, it's not an accident. This was not an accident. This was planned. The children were stolen. Like, now we just need to find the fucking children.
Yes.
So that's that.
How did they just disappear?
So, we're going to get into the big theory.
Okay.
Because there's another theory, but it's really fucking stupid, so I don't even know if I should. I'm going to say it. Okay.
We'll gloss over it.
There was another speculation that there was, like, a thief who was, like, around the residence near the time who started the fire and stole the children.
Probably not the one that did it.
Yeah. It just was very vague, and it's like, okay, it doesn't seem accurate.
No.
So, that was another theory. The last theory that makes the most sense to me is So it's kind of believed that Mr. Sodder was approached by the mafia and saying, hey, we want you to join. So there's two parts. Mr. Sodder was approached, or there was involvement with Mr. Sodder's family and the mafia when they were in Italy, which is why Mr. Sodder first came to America.
Oh, to, like, get away from the mafia?
Yeah, because it was believed that, okay, maybe his family owed them money, something like that. So it's believed that there's some sort of mafia involvement. And I think, so for the one that said, like, okay, Mr. Sodder was involved, like, approached, they believe that he denied, like, the approach as to, like, I don't want to be part of this. And so they think that at the time of the fire, somebody that the kids knew started the fire, or, like, a bunch of people started it. Then somebody the kids knew went into the house and said, guys, the house is on fire, come with me, I need to save you, kidnapped the kids, brought them to who was actually behind it all.
Now, can I give my theory on that?
Yeah.
If it was mafia related, I almost think they would taunt them.
Yeah.
I don't think they would just steal their children and never bring it up again. I think, like, they would be, like,
Wouldn't that be a taunt, though? Like, that you don't get any answers?
No, you would probably send them, like,
something.
A letter. Literally looked like it was written by them. Or, like, a pinky or something, like, real
True.
aggressive.
Good
like,
point.
literally something. Yeah.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah.
You wouldn't just take them.
Fair.
Because that's not tragic enough.
True. The only reason that I'm like, okay, maybe it's mafia related is that, like, there seems to be so many people who are, like, almost bought off.
True.
That they're not.
Like, why would the cops give a shit about what the Mussolini...
Why would the coroners give a shit? Why
yeah.
would the neighbors hide the fact that there was a rumor about the heart? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many little tidbits where it's like, this is all perfectly falling into their little plan of, like, the kids are dead, that it's like,
yeah,
I feel like something would have slipped unless it was something huge hanging over their head, like, if you tell something, I'm killing your family. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I can see both sides of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're right, because that's a lot of people who are just letting it slide under the rug. Right?
Yeah. And, like, they're definitely, like, there would be no reason for the police to really investigate that unless they had some sort of involvement, but I really don't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It is weird. It's super weird because, like, they don't have answers. And so there were actually, like, so once the Sodders actually put up that billboard, they kept getting tips of, like, we saw your kids here. Like, a week after the fire, there was a tip that came in that said, I saw your children at a restaurant, like, with breakfast, like, getting breakfast served to them. I served them. I tried to talk to the men. They started talking in Italian, got super angry, and all of them left.
Oh, that does lead to a mob thing.
So there was, like, stuff like that. There was another tip that came in that Martha was now part of a convent. I don't know why I giggled, but I did. And, like, so there's just, like, and then there was another tip that came in that it was, like, written saying, like, a picture who looked like Louis, like, 10 years down the road or something. And, like, he was involved in something. And, like, they just got so many tips. And they couldn't, like, and they would actually then go personally investigate those tips by, like, so I think for Louis, it was, like, said that he was found in, like, I'm just naming a state, like, Michigan. So they would travel to that state and be like, okay, we're going to research this. We're going to investigate this. For Martha, they tried to go to the actual, like, place, like, they said that she was at. And, like, just over the years, they've gotten so many tips and nothing has come back.
That's very weird and very tragic, honestly. Yeah. Like, how do you just
insane.
have 5 people of your family disappear?
Yeah. And, like, it seems like they were still alive.
Yeah.
Like,
we just said that in 2 different ways.
Yeah, yes. They didn't die. They were still alive.
Like, there's no way. I mean, they might have been killed afterwards, but they did not die in that house.
No. They lived in that house. No.
You know it.
I really don't know. I honestly don't believe that it was the thing where, like, oh, somebody saved them from the house. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, how do you kidnap 5 kids without chaos?
And the one sleeping on the couch just stayed sleeping on the couch. Like, I don't think that's going to work like that.
There's so many fucking little pieces where it's like, how did this come together? Like, I just don't get it. And then it's also like, okay, so the guy, going back to the guy who said, like, your house is going up in flames, like, was there community involvement? Like, did people just really hate the fact that he hated Mussolini, and so, like, the community wanted to, like...
That would be sad if you took it out on the children in a way, you know?
I don't get it. And it's like, it seemed very specific to the fact that they wanted those kids to survive, because, like... They left Marion on the couch.
Yeah, I know. She was not good enough. Nobody wanted her. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know. So, that's all I got.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Yeah.
This is the weirdest case.
I know, you, like, love disappearance cases.
I do.
But it just makes me so frustrated.
I do. But I like them usually when they're a little bit more detailed. This one's literally like, well, they're gone.
Yeah. This one, I think you get, like, you get enough information that you know they didn't die.
Yeah.
And you know that they're likely still alive somewhere, but it's just, like, the pieces as to, like, how did it happen?
It's like they don't have any of it, though.
Nothing.
There's nothing there.
Can you imagine being them, like, Mrs. Sodder and Mr. Sodder? Like, and, like, your kids just fucking disappear.
Just half of your kids. Bye.
30 minutes. Like, you saw them a couple hours ago.
And on Christmas.
Yeah. And, like, she could have just gone upstairs and be like, are my kids upstairs?
Yeah.
And no, she
I wonder
just
how
assumed.
much, like, guilt she lived with.
Oh, God.
I can't even imagine.
She actually, this is a very Italian thing to do. Like, when you have, it's typically for, like, when your husband dies, you wear black.
Mm-hmm. For there on out?
From there on out. But this Christmas Day, 1945, from there on out, she wore black.
Wow.
Yep. Until she died. And there's the cutest freaking, I don't know if it's cute, but it's kind of cute. Like, it says in this newspaper article, it says, this part, I'm going to read this whole thing. It says, these past 23 years of unknowing hope have been difficult for the Sodders. And this is quoted from Mr. Sodder. It says, it's hard sometimes to get sleep at night just wondering about them. After all, if someone wanted to get to me, why did they get to my family too? It's like hitting a rock wall. We can't go any further. We just don't know what to do now. We may put up another sign on the road or may just leave that one up, although it's getting pretty bad. And then this is, like, just the actual article. It says, but he sternly made a vow which his wife of more than 50 years shared with equal determination. Quote, as long as we live, we will dig into it to come out with an explanation on what really happened 23 years ago in that fire.
That's sad.
And they never got their explanation.
No, but they tried, and I honestly applaud them for never giving up, never just agreeing that they died in the fire, and always trying to be like an advocate for their children, really.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome of
it
them,
is.
But it's sad that they had to go through it.
So sad.
Yeah.
So. And I think that's kind of the cool thing about people who still talk about this case is, like, you're still at least trying to fight for George and Jenny and being like, okay, well, we want to know what happened too. Like your people can't just disappear and then
not just agreeing with the police on this one. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you guys
do your job a little better.
Yeah. I wonder if the FBI ever would still get involved.
I think at this point,
there's so many other things that they have to.
Well, it's hard. Like, now you're not looking for people. Well, you could be 1940 something. They'd be like in their 70s, 80s plus.
Yeah. 40s.
Some of them are young, right? They'd be in their 80s.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you see a Sodder child,
give them a hug.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
That's all. That's the story?
That is the story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well,
do you want to hear something embarrassing?
Yes. Yes, I do.
So, I don't know why, but I did not finish it by any stretch, but the poem kept coming into my head was The Night Before Christmas. And I really wanted to try and recreate it. Yeah, I really wanted to recreate it. So this is all I got so far. No, God, no. This was the actual poem that I was, like, trying to use.
Oh, God, I was like, holy shit, you went for it. Oh, my.
Yeah, no. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
This is all I have. Except the first two lines are literally the lines of the actual poem. So I only have a line. So, ready?
Yeah.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung, No. That's the actual one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where did oh, here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Actually, I had 4 lines. This is good.
Oh.
Ready?
Yeah.
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The Sodder children were sleeping, their stockings were hung, with the hopes that St. Nick would soon be the one to come. If only they were so lucky to see St. Nick and his gifts. Instead, they were greeted by a mean old Mr. Grinch. And then I was going to go down and to start talking about their fire, blah, 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 and the this and the bomb and the this. And, and then I just did not.
I love it.
Thank you. Maybe I need to finish it and start our next podcast off with it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yes. And then I really tried to dig in and be like, was this poem written about the Sodder children? And
yes,
it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
No,
was
not
it?
that one. Yours was.
Mine was,
Yeah.
but the actual one. I was like, was it really? Do you know something?
I don't think so. It was not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the something with care in hopes that St. Nick soon would be there.
Yeah. But then, ready? This is the part where I was like, was this about the kids? Because it says, when out on the roof, there was such a clatter.
A rose
such a clatter. Exactly.
Yeah.
I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutter, and threw up the sash. I'm like, this is Mrs. Sodder.
It is, but it wasn't. I think it was...
Right?
It was reindeer. Come on, Sam.
It was reindeer. But I'm like, you know how they have, poems or things that are turned into,
Yeah.
I thought this was one. I was like, maybe Dasher and Dancer, the bombs that they named. I don't know.
No. But good try.
No. Let's drink.
Oh, God. All right. And how did you like it? No, fill yours up. This is my second time.
Oh. Fair.
That's all yours.
Oh. Thank you.
Uh-huh. And now I did like it. I did fill my cup up a second time. I do think it's, I think it's it's quite tasty. I think it's quite, I don't know how to describe
I think
this.
it's quite tasty.
Use your words.
No, I agree. I think it's also quite tasty.
It has a good balance to it, I'd say, of sweetness and dryness and
yeah,
whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. And it's not like a red wine or a red blend that I've had, because I feel like red blends, it's very fruity. This is definitely very I keep wanting to say bourbon-y, but I don't know if that's the right thing. It's not a straight red. There's a lot of complex ending flavors, finishing flavors. So, anyway, we would like to say thank you so much for listening this week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search Chilled and Killed Podcast.
And YouTube, obviously, if you're watching.
If you're watching this, you know that we're on YouTube, but still continue to watch.
Yes, please.
And then if you... No, and then... Do you know what that movie's from?
And then... No, but...
Dude, Where's My Car? Can I have a Kung Fu chicken? And then... And then... If you say and then one more time... And then... You don't know what that's from?
I've never watched that, but that's got Matthew Lillard in it, right?
I'm not good
from
with names.
Shaggy.
Shaggy,
yes. Yep.
That is literally my favorite movie of all time. It's the stupidest movie, and I fucking love that movie. It's so funny. Stupid llama.
Wow, everything that's been quoted is you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's great.
I'm over there watching Titanic before we started recording, and it's the complete opposite of that movie.
Complete opposite.
Yeah.
No, that's the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's just...
Titanic?
No! Dude, Where's My Car?
I was like, bitch, that's my favorite movie.
No. Titanic is amazing. Dude, Where's My Car is the stupidest movie I've ever seen, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. And then, if you love this podcast, please go rate us on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. Also, feel free to send us an email with any questions, comments, or requests, or if you want to send us awesome stickers like these guys, Moonlight stickers, you can definitely contact us. We will not deny them.
Yeah.
Just go email us at ChilledAndKilledPodcast@gmail.com, and we'll be back next time. Bye! thoughts on that? I was like, well, where shall I put my stickers?
I was peeing and I could hear you talking to yourself.
I love it. Okay, now I want to show off our cookies.
Oh, yeah, we made gingerbread cookies.
They're so fucking cute. This one's supposed to be a gnome snowman.
Did a great job.
Thank you. This is Panda's gingerbread man. This is...
Oh, yeah, do the tree.
Because I like yours. I wanted to save that one for the last because it's the best. This one was my rushed off tree because it was literally like we had to leave that second.
And
so
we
I
were
was
getting pretty done with it, to be honest.
Yeah. So it's not the prettiest, but it'll do.
It tastes the same.
Then this one. Break his other leg. Panda did this one. And it's so cute.
I broke his leg, so he broke his leg.
He broke his leg, and in true crime fashion.
He's bleeding.
In true crime fashion.
Yeah. A double true.
Yes. Panda made him so he is... I'd say that's like a hatchet that knocked off his leg.
That's true. He didn't break it. That thing got chopped off.
That's a chopped off leg.
Yeah. He's bleeding a little.
Yeah.
And that's nothing. We just had a cookie incident.
The cookie is the one who killed him.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing.
There's DNA evidence.
So we had a good time with those.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Chrysler.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Crisis.
Chimkin?
Merry Chimpkin.
Well, you said Christmas.
Christmas.
Made me think of Chimkin. I don't know.
Chimkin
I'm telling you, my
chimichanga.
brain's making things. A Chimkin chimichanga.
I'm never going to live that one down. That was a good one.
No.
Anyway, I'm excited to eat these cookies.
Yes. And we have Christmas presents to make.
Yes. Oh, yes. So we have to go.
Yes.
We're making fun Christmas presents tonight after this podcast.
Yes.
I would say that was a success.
I would say that was amazing. Yes. Okay, now. Let me go. What happened?
I don't know.
Why are you in it?
I just am.
You just are you.
And then.
Man.
You should put that at the end.
Give me a second. First, let me pee. Because I'm going to pee my pants. Because that's what happens to me.
Okay. Well, now I have to pee.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. It's the thing.
Okay. Well, Panda's going to pee her pants. I'm going to look at the stickers. And let's see where I want to put these. This freaking wine glass is so cute. She's going to want the red, but I also want the red. So we're going to have to fight over it. Anyway, where shall I put these? I almost think something like here. It's going to cover up the G, but I don't really care. So right underneath that, it says good vibes. So that's going to go there. This would be so freaking cute over something. Over my tarot leaf. No, maybe. I don't know. Crime scene. IAFF. Crime scene. Snake. Ah! She caught me!
I caught you.
Martha.
Martha.
That Martha was like part of a convict now or something. Like they like
Convent?
convent. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the nun.
Yes.
Convent.
Yes. Oh, shit, what the fuck was I gonna say? Fuck.
Whoops.
No, there was something.
Hem.
Fuck, it's bad because we can't even go back and hear it.
Nope.
Otherwise, it'll fuck it all up.
Yep.
What was... Oh! I hate us. Yes.